Whether you're in a relationship or you're single, you're here because you want to have that powerful, beautiful, independent energy. Well, don't worry, because your online bestie is here and I got you. Hi besties, I am so excited to talk about today's episode as Valentine's Day is coming around the corner. I wanted to have an episode about maintaining this independent woman energy, whether you're in a relationship, whether you like someone, whether you're single, whatever is going on. I've watched a lot of these independent feminine energy type videos, and I feel like a lot of the narrative is I don't need a man, I want to be single forever, I love being single, yada, yada, yada. And I think that's great. Like, if you're someone who loves being single, you love that single life independence, good for you. But for me, I personally didn't really resonate with a lot of those types of videos and stuff because, I'll be honest, your girl is a lover girl, okay? I love the idea of being in a relationship. I love romance and being a romantic. I just think it's fun. Dating is fun. And so it was hard for me to watch those videos, and like all these girls that I was like listening to, looking up to, were saying like, I don't want to date. I love my single life. When like me personally, I'm like, oh, I want to be this like powerful woman too, but I like dating. And I'm like, is that okay? So I want to create a little bit of a different version of this type of podcast, but my way as a lover girl. Because I know there are some of you out there who are also lover girls and are either in relationships or you're crushing on someone or you want to be in a relationship, but you still want to balance that independent woman energy while still like balancing romance. And I think it's very possible. I think some of the baddest bitches are in relationships, healthy relationships, may I add. So yeah, I've personally done a lot of research and learned a lot about this specific topic, which is why I am very passionate about talking about it. I've went through a lot of dating experiences, had my ups and downs, had to work on my self-love, had to do all of that for me to finally be here to teach you guys my wisdom and my knowledge on dating and self-love. Because honestly, I think when you're dating someone or when you like someone, that challenges your self-love the most and your independence the most. Because, I mean, we spend a lot of our lives being single, being independent, doing everything for ourselves. And once you like get into a relationship, you're adding someone else into your life that you have to also think of, which makes you have to balance, you know, that time for yourself with also that time for someone else. I just love the idea of love. This honestly might sound really cheesy and some people may not agree with me, but for me, I think like the purpose of happiness is just love within romantic relationships, within family, within friends. So obviously we're going to get into the conversation about keeping your self-respect, whether that's dating someone or when you're liking someone or talking to someone. But first, let's talk about when you're single, because yes, we're lover girls, but we also need to know how to be single and when it's right for us to be single. If we want to be in love with other people, we need to know how to be in love with ourselves. Even though I say that I am a romantic and I like to go on dates and all of that, I still know when I need to be single and how to be single. If I feel like I am not at a point in my life where I am fully comfortable with myself and I don't think it's good for me to be with someone, then I'm not going to date anybody or anything. I'm going to stick with myself. I'm going to take myself out on dates. Even when I'm in a relationship, I'll still take myself out on dates, you know? Like I said, whenever you are dating someone, it will really challenge your self-love. So you need to build that foundation to be really strong already before you get into a relationship or before you even like talk to someone. When you fully figure out how to be single and just know that you are okay and you're going to be okay even if you are single. When you do get into a relationship and let's say that relationship needs to end for some reason, you're not going to hold on to that relationship because you know that you can be single and things will still be okay for you. There is this movie that I really enjoy. I literally remember so specifically, I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend and I was on a plane back to the US watching a movie and it was called How to Be Single with Dakota Johnson. It is honestly such an amazing movie. Like, I love the message. It's like about this girl who just recently broke up with her long-term boyfriend, and she's like devastated, and now she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, how do I live this single life, and then she's like going on dates, hooking up with guys, blah blah blah. And it really messes with her mental health, because I think like in the movie she didn't really give herself time to be single, right? And for her, being single was just kind of like filling that void and like dating other guys, which is what you're not supposed to do if you're not ready for that. And then towards the end of the movie, she's finally like free, like literally just by herself, taking herself out on hikes because she likes to do it, learning how to do things on her own finally, and she feels really good. And the message that she says like at the end of the movie is that we need to enjoy being single, because you never know when someone else is going to come into your life and completely change your life again. And that is so true, because like whenever you do meet someone and you're starting to date someone, your life is going to change completely, because you have someone that you have to also think about other than yourself. So when you are single, you need to like hold on to that freedom, I guess, or be really thankful for all this time that you have to spend with yourself, because you never know when that's going to change, truly. And I think it's very important to just figure out at this moment when you're single, your goals, hobbies, literally just so much about yourself, because that way, like if you do get into a relationship, you have other priorities in your life rather than just that relationship. Because it's very bad if the only priority in your life is a relationship, because you're going to be so dependent on that other person by like the way you feel, the way you act and stuff like that. So it's very important that you have other things going for you, that let's say a relationship doesn't work out either, you still have those other priorities that you can like focus on afterwards. All in all, just like figuring out who you are as a person is so crucial during these moments when you're single, because you just have so much time and energy to focus on yourself. And I think that's really beautiful. And I think the person we should truly, truly be in love with throughout our entire lives is ourselves, because we're honestly the only person that knows us best. But also, like, have fun when you're single, I really don't think there's anything wrong with, like, going on dates for fun. I think there is also this negative stigma on dating apps. I used to have a very negative perception on dating apps. I was like, I would never use it. That is so weird. Why would you just, like, go on dating apps and go on dates, whatever? But lo and behold, I started using dating apps, like, end of last summer. It made me realize, like, there's actually some good to it. Going on dates on dating apps and stuff like that, and meeting new people, getting new experiences. You just learn so much about what you like in someone, what you don't like in someone. You get more experience, you gain more knowledge when it comes to dating and stuff like that. I will say the thing about dating apps is you need to make sure that you're good with your single self, like I said, because a lot of times when you're on dating apps, for the most part, these people are also going to be talking to other people. Like, these people that you're going on dates with are also dating other people, obviously. So I think, like, a lot of times I'll hear girls, like, going on dating apps, and then they're like, oh, I talked to this guy. He was so nice to me, like, on the first date, like, amazing. And then they're shocked when they find out, like, the guy is going on dates with multiple other girls and stuff. And I'm like, well, that is what dating apps are for. You can't really be that upset. It is what it is. For me, personally, I've never had quite success with dating apps, and I kind of went on the dates just for fun, and like it was a good way to meet people and experience other things, but I didn't take it too seriously. But I think that's fine too, like if you're not taking it too seriously, whatever. I remember when I had gotten out of my last relationship and I fully just went full force on focusing on myself and being single. That was the greatest progress I've ever made within a short amount of time. I started focusing a lot on my career, my mental health, everything. And I think a lot of what I have built for myself now has happened within those few months that I took time to just really be single and take care of myself and figure out my goals and hobbies. Being single is amazing, and you should fully, fully cherish it. Okay, so enough about being single. My lover girls here, we want to talk about what about when I'm in a relationship? What if I'm dating? Because clearly we like doing that. How do I maintain this self-respect and this independent, powerful energy while I'm doing all those things? Here is my big advice, bestie. Being toxic is not cute. Being healthy is. There is this weird thing that I see a lot where people think bad bitches are the ones who are so toxic, like the worst, like draining girlfriends, relationship partners, whatever. And I'm like, that is so not cute. Because I am a big believer that the energy you put out is the energy you receive. And I know that toxicity can stem from, whatever situation someone has been put through. Like, I think the way relationships are in general are based on our own experiences, which is why it's really hard to give specific relationships advice to people, because everybody has different opinions based on whatever they experience. Because the way you react in a relationship is not solely based on, your past experience with other relationships. It could be your past experience with your family, with friends, any of that. If you are someone who has experienced some bad shit in your life and has caused you to be a toxic partner, that is something you need to work on, and that is not an excuse for you to be toxic. I'm saying this from experience. I never thought I was necessarily a bad partner, but I definitely, looking back on like old relationships and stuff and old dating habits, I did very toxic things from time to time as a way to kind of challenge my partner. Like, I would love to challenge my partners and be like, let's see how much you can take. Like, like if I push you this hard, like, will you do something bad to me? If I am toxic to my partner, eventually my partner is going to like be toxic towards me. If he's not, then freaking good for him. What a good soul. But usually from what I've seen, it's like your partner will also kind of just be toxic back, because that's the behavior you're showing as well. And I think sometimes we do toxic things without even knowing. Like, I've definitely caught myself just always trying to make my partners jealous, because I just want to see how they react and stuff, and not because I want like any ill feelings for them, or like I don't want them to be like upset, but I just like say them because that's just what I would do, and I would like to challenge them. But then I did realize like that's toxic and I need to stop doing that. And also what I noticed about a lot of my past relationships is between the two of us, it would always be like a fight to see who's on top. Like, whoever is on top is the one winning in the relationship. But in reality, when you're in a healthy, secure relationship, there should not be a winning or losing. Like, you guys should both be on this equal playing field, trying to support each other and like grow with each other equally. Like, no one should be above anybody. No one should be like better than someone in any way. So in a relationship, you need to give what you want to receive. That's respect. And respect goes both ways. I know whenever I hear these like podcasts and stuff like that about really connecting with like your feminine energy or being a bad bitch, it's like, we need to be respected. Yeah, we need to be respected, but for us to be respected, we need to respect whoever we're with. If you want the person you're with to be kind to you and loving to you, then you can't be rude to them and like just be short with them. And like, a queen needs a king, okay? Remember that. A queen needs a king. So if you want to be treated like a queen, you need to make sure that he is a king to your eyes, I'm not saying freaking like kiss his shoes, wipe his feet, whatever, but I'm just saying like you need to respect him. You need to treat him as your equal at least, because I don't know, I just like know some people like in relationships, they're like, oh yeah, like, yeah, he did this for me, I'm gonna go text my other guy side hoe now because he just doesn't deserve me like that. Like, I'm like, okay, clearly if you want this guy to like you, you need to at least give some type of loving energy back, And truly, I know we hear this all the time, communication is so key. Rather than, jumping to conclusions to a lot of things, you need to communicate how you feel, because a lot of times when you communicate, you will feel a lot better than just like constantly overthinking in your head. I like to use the win method, which is, when this happened, I felt like this, now I need this. Let's say you're talking with your partner and he kind of just responds with like, oh, okay. And it makes you unhappy because you feel like he's not really being attentive to you. You would say, when I was telling you the story and you responded, oh, okay, I felt neglected because I felt like you weren't paying attention. So now I need you to respond in a way that I feel more listened to. I don't know if that made any sense at all. And just standing your ground. Don't be afraid to say what you want, say how you feel, say what you need. It makes things so much easier than just holding a grudge for so long. Like, as soon as you feel uncomfortable and you feel like some type of way about something, you need to vocalize it in a calm, respectful way to figure out how to fix it. And when you're in a healthy relationship and you're not in a toxic one, it is just so better for your mental health, because toxicity just takes up so much mental energy and we don't have time for that, okay? We gotta also focus on ourselves. So if you want to have time to focus on yourself and have energy for yourself, you need to be healthy so you're not wasting so much energy on this toxic relationship, okay? But before you say something like, oh my god, like, none of the relationships I've been in are healthy, like, yada, 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 I have to be toxic, blah, blah, blah. That's because you are looking for the wrong type of man. To be in your feminine, independent energy, you need to find a masculine man. What is a masculine man? A masculine man is not someone who goes to the gym, wears freaking cologne every day or something. A masculine man is one that provides and gives, while a feminine woman is one who receives. Me, a woman, I can also be in my masculine energy. We actually use our masculine energy quite often for career, trying to get things done. You know, we need to give a lot. And in general, we are quite nurturing people. And I know that I already, when it comes to relationships, I am very nurturing and I care for people a lot. And I will give a lot. But I also need to know when to take a step back and be able to be my feminine and receive. And when you're in relationships, that's when you should be in your feminine the most, because that's the time when we can be in our feminine in the most. It is very important that you are able to accept things and receive things and let your partner be his masculine and give whatever he wants to give you. If a man wants to freaking buy you a house, you're gonna let him buy you a house. All right, girl? And I'm not saying that you cannot ever give to your partner anything. That's not what I'm saying at all. But as a woman of standard, if someone is trying to be with you, you need to make sure that they are showing up, okay? You need to make sure they're putting in that effort. They're giving to you. They're providing for you. And maybe once you're in the relationship is when we start to give a little bit, okay? But we need to be in our receiving energy. And we need to receive during this time because we are valuable and we need to see if someone is worth it or not. To put our energy and like take this independent woman energy and take a chunk of that and put it into someone else. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, we need to make sure that they're worth it. Just because you're a lover girl does not mean that you should settle for whatever relationship. The only type of relationship that is fun for lover girls is a healthy one, okay? So we do not want no freaking toxic, low effort bullshit. We want healthy, safe, secure relationships, okay? So to all my lover girls out there, I know we love loving people, we love being in relationships, but we need to cherish our love, okay? We need to value that loving energy that we have and only use it on people who deserve it. You are the standard, so you need to find a partner that matches that standard. So by being happy single, being healthy, and choosing what you deserve, you can still be a baddie and be in a relationship. So this Valentine's Day, whether you're single or taken, make sure you channel that lover girl energy. And if you like this episode, don't forget to rate and review so I can make more episodes for you, and also let me know what you want to hear next. Bye!